Alright, hello. You guys know me as Thresh. I'm going to be making a tier list based on how nice it is to ride all the units in the game. So first off, we've got the Eurasian drone. Now, honestly, all the drones kind of suck. As you can see here, trying to jump onto the drone, but you don't get any collision. So for that reason, the Eurasian drone instantly gets an F tier. The European drone, much like its Eurasian counterpart, has the same issue. Trying to jump onto the drone a couple times here, and the last time I finally get it spot on, but you just fall right through it. Just like the Eurasian, the European is also getting an F tier. Now, the only drone that is going to score anything but an F is going to be the drone inside of your innards. This drone you can get on top of by jumping by your water, and with a well-timed jump you can get on top of it. This drone will also actually take you all the way out of bounds to a catwalk that you can sit on and enjoy the view. For that reason, the innards drone is getting an instant S tier. Next you have your just normal infantry. These guys are kind of mediocre. You can see, like, you can kind of get on top of them, but you never really stay on top. It just sucks all around. So I'm going to give them a C tier. You are able to get on top of them, unlike the first two drones, so they're not F tier, but it's kind of lame. The crawlers actually do the exact same thing, so they're going to be sitting at a C tier as well. Next up, we have the Uraska medium mech. This is the one with the skirt. It's kind of hard to get a spot where you can get on top of them, but once you are on top of them, keep around their head and their shoulders, and you should be good. Only issue is if you do drop down, these guys are going to squish you right away. So they are going to get a B tier, just because of how hard it is to actually get on top of them. The next one up is the European medium mech. These guys, just like their Uraska partner, suffer from being hard to get a place where you can actually get on top of them because of their size. But they are a lot more bulky. They're nice and boxy. You can see the European medium mech. Its shoulders are nice to get on, but anything other than its shoulders, you're just going to be sliding off. Then, just like the other medium mech, it will squish you right away. For that reason, it is going to score just a bit lower than the Euraskan medium mech. It still struggles with the same issue of being hard to get on top of, but it also has the added issue of its main kind of head area being a pretty good slope where you will just fall right off. Next up is the Ogre mech. This guy sucks. He sucks to get him to spawn. He sucks to be able to try and jump onto him, and he sucks. Trying to jump onto him, you have to dodge his little like shoulder charge, and then it's just a matter of lining it up. But he tends to freak out, and the second he gets full aggro, he'll just kill you no matter where you are. For that reason, the medium mech is going to get a high C tier. He's not as bad as the normal units. You are actually able to stick on top of him, but once he gets full aggro, he'll just slam the ground and you'll be dead. Next up is our tanks. Our first tank is going to be the T90, the Uraskan T90. Honestly, all the tanks are pretty chill. Just run right up to them, sit on top, and you can just watch shit unfold. The T90s like to drift around a lot. They like to drive around in circles. So I will score these guys in a pretty solid A tier. Then following the T90s, you have the Merkava tanks. These guys are just like the T90s. They're nice and easy to go up to. You can just jump right onto them. They won't mind you. Just hang out. For that reason, they're also just going to be chilling at A tier. The last of the tanks is going to be the body tank, or the corpse tank. This guy is hard to find because he doesn't spawn all the time, with him being kind of a boss. Just like any other tank, you can just run right up to him. He just sits, doesn't do anything. He won't really shoot anything. Sometimes cyborgs will get underneath of him and kind of slap him around, but it's not too bad. He'll be sitting at A tier as well, lower than the other two, only because he's a pain in the ass to get to spawn. Moving up to our last few here, we have the turret. Honestly, turret, super chill. He does not give a fuck. You can just jump right onto him, hang out, open a pop, have some chips. He's gonna kill half the map if they get close. The other half, you're gonna have to do some dirty work. But yeah, you can just hang out. He does not care at all. For that, you're gonna be getting an S tier. So now we have Mommy. She's going to be probably lower than what some people expect. And you can see it's possible to get on top of her, but only if she's either standing near a large structure or if you are on top of a tank. She's really skinny, so it's hard to stay on top of her. You need something to stand on to be able to boost on top of her. And the second you fall down, she's going to stomp and you're going to die. With all of that, she's actually going to be getting a low B tier, even worse than both the mechs, just due to her smaller hitbox. Second last, we have the Stalker. Now, this is the only one that I don't actually have a clip of me jumping on top of. I only have clips of me jumping over. I have a screenshot of me on top of one just bouncing, but I wasn't recording. But honestly, you aren't really missing out much. This is me kind of baiting out the Stalker. You can just jump over all of the attacks. It wouldn't be hard to get on top, but with how agile the Stalker is, or the grabber, you're not going to be staying on for more than a couple of bounces, if anything at all. The best I got was just one bounce before it ran away. For that, it's going to be sitting with a C tier. It's better than the Ogre mech, but it's not that great. Lastly, we have Toothy. Toothy isn't that bad. He's not too tall where you have to find specific structures and lure him to them to be able to get on top. But he is still too tall to just be able to jump pad right on top of him. He does have a ginormous hitbox though. So I had to kind of lure him over. You can jump up, but anything on the top here you can bounce off of, which makes his hitbox absolutely amazing. Only issue, if he aggro's onto you, that MG is going to absolutely shred you on top, and when you go down, he is going to either bag you or crush you. And with Toothy, he's not going to get an S tier because he isn't so chill, and when that MG shreds you, it absolutely shreds you. But he is going to get the highest of the A tier. Toothy's pretty dope. He's pretty easy to ride, but overall he is still pretty hostile to you. Now it did just occur to me that I forgot to put the EXO on here. So quick little lightning round EXO, he's not too bad. Can be kind of hard to get on top of because he does have a really small hitbox, but because of his low stature, you are able to just jump on top of him. Just like you can see here, you can just jump right on top, get a few bounces. He's not too bad. If he's moving around, you're kind of screwed. But as long as he stays still, it's not bad at all. He's going to be chilling at A tier, a little bit lower than the tanks, and that's only because the tanks actually can be ghost ridden, like this. They're just ghost riding the T90. So bonus points for tanks.